Alright gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands. It is July, and as you can tell, I spent a lot of money. We only have $5,000 left in the account, and I actually spent more than what you might think. Those of you that watched the last episode until the very, very end, even after I did all my closing, got a little bit of a sneak peek of probably what was going to be happening, and actually, you did get a sneak peek of what was going to be happening. So, we talked about that cloth out in the used market, right? And it was a decision on if I should get it or not get it. Honestly, it just made a whole lot of financial sense to do so, and as you can see, there it is over in the far left corner. So we did buy that. We sold our other one, made $80-something thousand off of it, something along those lines, and then bought that cloth after we added on all the stuff we needed, specifically chunky tires, with wheel weights, the front loader, the quickie front loader, and just, you know, maintenance on it. Ended up being around $50-something thousand is what we ended up having, which was nice. So obviously I've done more than just that if I've only have $5,855 left in my name right now, and you would be correct, I have. Now, first of all, we're harvesting the barley field here. We have a lot to do today. So I went ahead and got started while the guys were getting prepared to set up their recordings. I just went ahead and got started, or just went ahead and got started at least, harvesting the barley field. Because not only do we have to do this today, we have our wheat field over here that's ready to harvest, our canola field out in the distance, ready to harvest, our grass field even further in the distance, ready to harvest. We have got a lot to do today. I also, as mentioned, spent, well, upwards of $45,000 or around $45,000 in between the last episode and now. What did I do with that $45,000? Well, you know, I kind of talked about the cows. I put in the cow pen pasture, and I put in the manure pit, or, manure heap for the cows. I will show you that in just a moment. But we're getting started here, getting the barley going, and then we're going to be putting this on a worker. We're actually going to be utilizing a worker a lot today. Now, we don't necessarily have to get every one of these fields done today. As a matter of fact, the wheat and the canola can wait until next month if we want to. More than likely, maybe not, but more than likely one of those will wait until next month, just because we have so much to do. But we really got to get the barley one done. If we don't get the barley, it will be withered next month. So it shouldn't be a problem for us to get this done. It is cloudy. There was rain in the forecast, but looks like there's nothing there now. August and September have heavy rain, so it would probably be in our best interest, if at all possible, to go ahead and get these fields completely done, but we will see. Anyway, here's the new cloth we got, the new gently used cloth that we got. It's a fantastic tractor. It's the 4110 Arion, however you want to say it. Really, really good tractor. Very happy about it. I didn't spend any extra money upgrading the actual engine or anything like that. We can do so if we want to later on, and more than likely we probably will upgrade it a little bit, but we don't need to go to the highest amount that it can get to. I think it can get to like 160 horsepower or something like that. We really don't need that on our small little farm here. Somewhere in the 125, 130 range is plenty. I think right now it's right around 100. It should be sufficient. We may not even need to upgrade it at all. But yeah, so we went and made this modification and a tractor upgrade only a couple of episodes after we just purchased a new tractor. I know it's a little weird, but you know, this is a challenge, right? It's a competition. So I want to win that competition as much as I can. So from a financial standpoint, it just made a lot of sense for us to do this, because we gained money from it. It actually helped, pay for our cow enclosure, which, again, I will show you that here in just a second. Now, I do want to take this down, because we're going to be utilizing this. The worker specifically is going to be utilizing this. So we're going to back up. I also put in a fence in, as you can see. And I will show you in just a moment here what we did with the cows. I kind of showed you what it was going to look like, but I'll give you more of a bird's eye view of it, and if at all possible, I'm not sure if it'll happen today or not, but if at all possible, I would like to get some pigs and some cows going. Now, the thing about the pigs and cows, realistically, I would like to do adults, because I want them to reproduce. The cows, we don't have a whole lot of room for cows. I think it's 24, maybe 25 cows we can get, very small amount of cows, but it's a perfect little area to have them in. And it'll produce a little bit of milk, so we can make some stuff from that as well. And obviously the manure and the slurry will help us with the BGA. The pigs are going to be our big bulk thing, right? The pigs are our big money maker from slurry and manure. So That's going to be kind of our focus. Now, I think the worker might have a little bit of issues here, given the way that this field is set up. I can almost guarantee you he's going to, or she's going to, but, you know, we'll put it on a worker for the time being. Let's just see what happens. And let them do their thing, and we'll figure it out, I guess, as we move along. So we'll throw that on a worker. Go ahead and start this back up. For whatever reason, when you flip through too many machines, it automatically turns this off on console. I don't know why that's the case. That was the same way in FS22, but yeah, it's a little weird, but you know, whatever. Now we are dropping straw. We need the straw. We need the straw specifically. We need the straw for the pigs. We also need it for the cows. So, well, at least I think we need it for the cows. Actually, I should look at that now that I said that. We do need the straw. So we need the straw for both of them. So this straw, unfortunately, even though I would love to be able to put it in the BGA, it's likely going to be heavily used for the animals, so we're probably not going to be putting this into the BGA, but that's okay. Speaking of our other animals, I think we are out of grain for the chickens, so we need to add some of that today. Probably use the wheat for that, more than likely. And then I think our sheep, they're doing fine in the meadow, and actually the goats are fine with the meadow grass right now too. Eventually that's not going to be the case, as I mentioned in the past. I was a little concerned about the goats, because last month I think they had like 10,000 or something, but the meadow grass must have it regrew. So we're in a little bit better shape there than I anticipated, I guess. So, that's... I spat out a lot of words there because there's a lot to do today, and we really got to try to do the best we can here to be as efficient as humanly possible, which means using worker, which means wasting some money on worker fees and stuff, but, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Now, how's the worker doing? Are they stuck already? Nope, they're not stuck yet. Okay, good. Well, even if they just get even they just get all the way around one time, I'll still be pretty happy about that, honestly. How's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well, man. Things are good. Besides having so much to do here, things are good. Now, I will state to you that we are having a bit of an issue getting some videos recorded for your normal period of time here for the competitive one-tile challenge. There's a lot going on. Crust cannot do Sunday morning anymore. We're actually recording this on a Friday night just because we were able to get together on that. Although Rusty had some issues earlier today. But we were able to make it work. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to have 2 episodes this week or not. So if you're seeing this on a Thursday, then we were able to do 2. If you're seeing this on a Saturday, we were only able to do 1 this week. So I apologize for that, but we will make sure we let you know, I'm sure, from a post, or I'll tell you in another, episode, whatever it may be. Well, maybe. I don't know. I might have all those recorded by now, actually. I think I do have them all recorded, don't I? Let me count. There might be one. There might be one episode that I don't have recorded prior to a Thursday release. I don't know. But either way, I guess it depends on what you see on Thursday. If you see another episode that's not this on Thursday from me, then you know for a fact we didn't have time to do it as well, right? So, we'll see, right? It's a busy weekend for all of us. I'm getting ready to be gone. I mentioned that a couple of times now, so... we'll see what happens. We're going to attempt for maybe Sunday night, maybe, but it really depends on if Crusty's able to get back in time or not. He can't do the day anymore, or the morning, which is what we normally would do. So he's going to figure that out, I guess, as we move along. Now, when we get down here to the end, I'm actually going to throw this on a worker, and I will show you our cow enclosure and everything else that we did. We actually added we actually added a second... cricket greenhouse, or a second cricket greenhouse. We actually added another cricket greenhouse. That's what I should have said. That's what I was trying to say. We added another cricket greenhouse, so that brings us up to 5 cricket greenhouses now. I still think the actual mill can hold more than that, and what I mean by that is it can actually work with more greenhouses than just the 5, but that's going to be probably the extent of what we do on this series. I don't think I'll expand any further than that, just mostly because I've been trying my best, as I mentioned, to really keep everything kind of confined to that little yard area, with the exception of this that we started over there, of course. I don't want them to work the headlands. Although they're going to leave a little bit if I do that, aren't they? I tell you what. Let's just do the small little bit of headland pass that hasn't been done yet, and then we'll put it on a worker. Yeah, so if we can... The problem right now is we don't have a ton of money, right? I spent all that money getting all this stuff down, but we don't have a ton of money. So, what does that mean? Well, I mean, really, there's a couple of things we can do. One, we can sell some of the products that we have. We've got the pumpkins. We've got tons of pumpkins we can go sell. The price doesn't fluctuate all that much, but my goal really was to try to hold on to those until it's the absolute best time to do that. But, it's an option. I guess it's an option, right? There you go, workers blocked. I knew they would get blocked. I knew it. Or we try to find something else to sell, right? I'll take a look. To be honest with you, I really didn't look that closely at what it, as far as what there is to sell today, what would be best. I would suspect there's probably not much. I suspect it's probably slim to none because it is, the middle of the summer, so there's not much that's going to be good to sell in the middle of the summer. But we can take a look and see if we find anything or not. I'm just going to try to clean up this area here real quick. And then the worker can do the rest if at all possible for us. Because this is the area he was getting stuck on. So if I can get this fixed, it shouldn't be an issue anymore, right? I'm going to have to run into this roller, I think. Let me just back it up and I'll move it out of the way, and then we can put it back in there after we're done. So yeah, not the most ideal time either to be, spending money on a worker either, but it is what it is. Now, really, I kind of want to paint this area down here so the worker won't do that anymore if we need to utilize a worker again in the future, which the odds are we're going to, right? Alright, perfect. Now we just got to get the rest of this touched up, and then we can throw this back on our worker again. Now we're probably going to have to do a little touch-up work ourselves, right? We're going to go kind of around the pig area and all that stuff, and then once we're done with that, we could spend a little bit of money painting the ground a bit, although I might hold off on doing that for a little bit longer just since we are so low on money. Alright, let's put it back on our worker. Okay, perfect. All right, the worker's doing what we want them to do. So while that's happening, let's just kind of give you a bird's eye view of what I'm talking about here. So before, when we left off in the last episode, we had these three here and we had this one here. I added another one right here, as you can clearly tell, and a very, very small manure heap right here. I don't really need a massive manure heap like the guys are using because this is our cow enclosure. As you can tell, it's very, very small. It's much smaller compared to what the guys have, right? It's not even close. As a matter of fact, I mean, these hold a ton. They're like super unrealistic. These are. This one is like a realistic one, so it's not like it's, I'm going to, I'm getting any kind of a cheat with this of any sort. It only hold, I think it's 24, I think is what I saw. So I tried to use the best bit of the space that I could, so I kind of went a little bit further out here and then diagonally back and then up this way and over. Trying to utilize this as much as I possibly can. Now, it does have a little bit of space here. I'm not sure if we're going to get enough money to do it or not, and if we're going to have enough time to pay off what I want to do, but I do have an idea for this little corner here that's just kind of wasted space. I've got an idea for it. It's just a matter of if we're going to be able to utilize it or not. Now, you might also notice that some of the lights are gone. Our fence, obviously, is gone. Well, I kind of modified it a bit. I changed it to match this fence as much as I can. This is a little weird here, but we said we were going to put a gate or something here. I'm still going to kind of work on that, and then just kind of drew the fence out this way. But yeah, we've got some more work to do as far as cleaning it up and making it look nice and neat again, but that will come later on when we have a little bit more money to spend, if we have a little bit more money to spend, I should say, right? So that's kind of what we had going on there, right? pretty good, in my opinion. Pretty good. Now, we're going to need to unload this harvester here soon. And I'm going to probably take it back off a worker here in just a moment. Because, well, quite frankly, there's really no reason for me to continue to use 2 workers. We don't really have the money to spend on 2 workers right now. As much as I would love to, maybe start picking up this straw while the worker does that, it's just not the most beneficial thing for me to do right now. But maybe next time. Is the worker going to turn around the right way? Okay, good. Alright, so let's take back over. And he is almost full, which is what I expected. Alright. We are full. We'll go ahead and unload here. I don't like the fact that it's turns off the equipment when you go through so many of them. I don't like that at all. Now, what are we going to do with this barley? Really, we're probably going to make flour out of it. I talked about, what we're going to do with some of the stuff here, and if we were going to keep that flour mill or not. I think for the time being, we are going to keep it. I had initial plans, to utilize the eggs and the flour to make some stuff. I mean, it's pretty obvious where that was going to go. I would love to still do that. I'm just not sure if it's going to be financially feasible at this point in this series, and with the understanding that this series is basically, in game time, a year and a half away from being done. Not this December, but the following December will be the last episode of this series. It may not be the most financially feasible. It might just be better for us just to sell the flour outright, and that's perfectly fine if that's what we end up doing. So we'll see. All 3 of the guys, by the way, I think I said that towards the end of the last episode. We did a little bit of a flyby, I think. But all 3 of the guys now have a BGA, so I'm no longer in the lead with the BGA approach of any sort. I know Rusty has a lot going into that BGA, and I know now that Crestu does as well, because he's got a big pig enclosure and a big cow enclosure, so he's going to have a lot to put into that BGA. We're still going to be heavy on the grass, too. I think the grass is a little bit of a hidden gem there for the BGA, because you do get more harvests out of it. But we'll see, right? I guess we'll see. We've got other things that are going to be making us a lot of money. That insect flour, I think, is going to make us a lot of money. We obviously have our aged goat cheese going as well. We've got the pickly pear marmalade. We've got the clothes. We've got a lot of things, really, that can make us good money here, right? We really do. Now, more than likely, what we're going to do here, gang, as far as this specific field goes, when we're done harvesting this field, we have all the straw up, everything's said and done. I believe the field to our left here, this wheat field, will be turned into a grass field. This will continue to be, I'm not sure what specifically, probably a wheat or a barley field, just because we're going to need the straw for the animals. That field over there, not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. It's going to be a crop field of some sort still. Probably will stay as a canola, maybe a soybean field. We'll see, but more than likely canola. If we look at the crop calendar, so canola we can put in the ground next month and in September. So realistically, we'll probably continue to just roll canola in there. Canola can make us a lot of money off the canola oil that we can turn it into. So we'll probably continue that approach, I would think. This field here, where obviously it's going to be our sugar beet field. Maybe we turn in one of these other fields into another sugar beet field. I don't know. We haven't fully made that decision up yet. Maybe we make the big field a sugar beet field next time. I don't know. I don't know. We've got some choices, I guess. We've got some options to think about, I guess is how I will put it. Now, these next few months, even though this month is super busy, these next few months are going to continue to be that way. And because, well, like I said, I don't think we're going to get all of this done today. I think it's going to be really difficult to get all of this done today. All the straw picked up, everything that we have to do here. I don't see any way that we're going to get all of this done today. But whatever we don't, we'll do in the next month. But right around the corner, sugar beets are going to be ready to harvest. I mean, they're going to be ready before you know it. Here in November, I think we did ours late. The sugar beets late. I think we did it in April, which means they won't be ready till November. So before you know it, we're going to be there. So we're really going to need as much money as we can possibly get here. So really, I want to get these animals going so we can actually start producing that manure and the slurry that we so desperately need to put into the BGA to continue to produce some money for us. The grass, obviously, that's going to be a nice little... a little bonus for us here, I guess. Uh-oh, Rusty's got a problem. Uh-oh. Hold on a second, gang. Alright, I know you guys probably didn't really get to hear that or anything, because I don't really have my recording set up proper to really record their voices well, or really at all most of the time. But anyway, Rusty was having major issues with this harvester. It was stuck on a worker. He couldn't get it to get off the worker, so he could, like, back it up and try to unload it, and if he was going to unload his harvest, he was going to have to unload it in the middle of the crop and kill some of the crop, and obviously he didn't want to do that. So we had to be a little creative, I guess. And you can see in the very, 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 very far distance, if you look far enough, there's a red harvester running over there. He ended up having to reset it, but I was able to push it out of the field with the worker still on it with my harvester, at least enough for him to actually be able to unload it. And then he reset it, and it seems to be okay now. So no idea what was going on there or why that happened, but yeah. You'll have to check his out. Speaking of that, I don't think I mentioned that yet. Make sure you check out Rusty and Krusty's playthrough or episodes in general. And the link to their channels is down below. Worker C's completed their task, which that's a good thing for us. That means that the grass has been mowed. So good for us. I don't know if the worker could actually do the baling or not. My initial thought would be they can't. But I don't know. With that baler that we have that has a little bit of that unrealistic width to pick up the grass, I don't know. Maybe it could. It's something to think about. No matter what, we definitely wanted to get the grass mowed because we need that in the BGA. We need money. And that is our big moneymaker right now. Everything else, great money makers, but we have to wait. The grass can go into the BGA immediately, and it's going to make us money. Now, we do have... ooh, there's a grape harvester. Would love to do that, just not really but financially beneficial right now. Insect flour, not good to sell right now. Speaking of that, aged goat cheese, again, a little bit better, but not terrible. But still probably not something we really want to sell unless we absolutely have to. The pumpkins we'll look at here in just a second. Let me get flipped around here. What we're, like I said, what we're probably going to have to do is make a bit of a sacrifice and sell stuff when it's not the absolute best time to sell it. Just because I want to get these animals going, and in the long run, those animals are going to make us more money in the BGA. So it's worth a tiny bit of a loss there from what it could be. You know, a lot of these, obviously, they don't fluctuate that much. I mean, the aged goat cheese is literally $1,200 in fluctuation. It's not like it's, you know, outrageous amount of fluctuation, right? The eggs are November, I think. Actually, they're not bad right now. Ooh, maybe we should sell the eggs. The eggs are not bad. We should... Oh, I didn't... I just killed crop. Whoops. Oh, we're full. Duh. Yeah, maybe we sell the eggs. Gotta look at the pumpkins still, but I thought we were still cruising along, but we were full. I didn't really pay attention to that. Whoops. Mistake on me. So yeah, that was different. Rusty's had a couple of issues. He got stuck. We didn't really show that on camera, but he got stuck in one of his productions one time. That was funny. That was hilarious. And this one was just more nerve-wracking than anything. It wasn't really that funny. It just he couldn't move. Okay. Yeah. So the worker did an okay job. But there's still a lot to touch up here, so we're gonna go back through and touch it up ourselves. I'm not gonna say that's done. What I will do, though, is once we get the rest of this barley unloaded, I am going to put a worker on doing this for the wheat over there. You know, honestly, I kind of want to do the canola today, but I don't know if we're going to be able to get to it or not. But the wheat, we definitely need to get to, because right now, the chickens aren't in good health, right? They don't have any food, so we need to get them some food. Now, it looks like the trailer is full. So let's look, because see, the eggs, that's an option for us. The eggs are an option. Pumpkins, almost to the pumpkins. Got a lot of stuff installed here. Pumpkins are getting better. They're actually really good. At the farmer's market's 1,020. I mean, that's a $100 difference. I don't think I'm too concerned about $100, although you add all that up, it's a lot. Probably going to lose $2 grand off of that, maybe a little bit more than that, because there's a lot of pallets of pumpkins there, so maybe. But the price is dropping, though, so there's no guarantee it's going to get up to that 1,125. It probably will, but there's no guarantee, right? So, we'll think about it. But you can see over there in the distance the flower pallets of insect flour. It's a lot of them. We made a lot of insect flower pallets already. It's great for us. I'm just going to unload directly out of this. And then I can set the worker off on doing the wheat. Alright, so we need to turn this back on. We haven't had this on in a while. It'll be nice to see the mill going again. Storing, and then I'm going to leave just the barley on for right now. I'm not going to turn anything else on for right now because, well, we don't have anything else in there right now. Alright. So we'll set the worker off here. Just a second once I get turned around. We're going to have to get some of the straw up today as well because I really want to get some animals in. Regardless if it's the cows or the pigs or both, I need to get some animals in there. Alright. Now the nice thing about all what we got going on here now is we really have everything we need now to be able to make these as good of a yield as humanly possible for the very final season, right? We've got the roller, we've got the lime spreader, the fertilizer, we got everything we need. We got everything we need to really make this as strong as we possibly can. Which we didn't have, you know, at the time that most of these were done, right? We didn't have roller or anything like that, so at least most of these we didn't. All right, now hopefully there's enough room in there. 27,000. There should be literally just enough. There's literally just enough room. I could not have planned out the size of that any better. The canola we might have a bit of an issue with. We might not quite be able to get the rest of the canola. The pickly pear marmalade. We didn't look at that. Hold on, wait a minute. No. No, we're not selling it at $781. We're not doing that. We gotta wait until October for that. I'm not doing that. That's way too low. Way too low. Alright, so I'm gonna set this right over here for right now, and as soon as the worker kind of gets full, we'll go and take that over to our chickens. Let's go ahead and touch up the rest of this grass here because we need this in the BGA. As fast as humanly possible, so next month we have the full amount of money that we can get from that BGA from this field specifically. We're going to try to hit the outside edges here as much as it lets us do, like we normally do. Just try to get a little bit of extra. It's not going to be anything crazy, but, you know, every little bit counts, right? Alright, there's an invisible wall that we're hitting still. Go figure. All right, so, you know, I kind of want to mow this edge here next to the canola field, but I think I'm a little nervous to do so, so I think I'm going to hold off on doing that for right now. One other thing we can look at to try to make us some money, and this is more than likely what we're going to be doing, which we haven't looked at yet, but I talked about it in the past, is our solid fertilizer. It is the best time to sell right now or September. We can get 1,656 at the Greenwood. Oh, nope. That's Crestu's production. That's not going to make us anything. Rusty's 1602. Not a bad one at all. Ours is 1624. Perfect. And it's going up. So there's our answer right there. We're going to sell the solid fertilizer today. That is going to help us fund the piggies and the cows. Now, you might be asking yourself, so Z, why did you decide that you're going to do the field on the opposite end for the grass field? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One is what you're seeing right now. I'm able to kind of mow a little bit further, right? You know, if we put something on the ground, a lot of the times it'll say we don't own that, but you know, if it's mowed, I mean, what's the difference? Who cares? I mean, if we can get to it from mowing, great. It'll be a little bit of an extra bonus for us, but the last thing you want to do is put in a crop there and then it'd be too close to the edge and then you've wasted that seed and fertilizer and whatever else you did to that field, right? You've wasted it because you can't get to it. So we're just going to attempt to prevent that from happening as much as possible. So that's why we're going to go about it this way. AI worker E is blocked by an object. Oh, okay. My pumpkins are in the way. I tried to hide the pumpkins, and off camera, Rusty found them. He didn't move them yet, but, you know, they don't have as much to do today as I do, so I you know, in the last episode, if like I said, if you watch to the very end, you get a bit of a bonus. I kind of messed with the guys. I should have recorded it. I didn't, but I at least showed you what I did. And then at the very end after that, I talked about, you know, potentially buying the cloths to, you know, basically fund the cows, which is exactly what it did. Oh, we already got a pallet of flour. Holy smokes. I think there was a lot of flour in there that was almost done. It just needed a little bit to move on to actually spawn a pallet, so that's the reason why. Anyway, but he found my my trailer full of lots and lots and lots of pallets of pumpkins. So I fully believe they are going to be pushing that pallet of pumpkins all over the place. Because I caused quite a bit of mayhem for him. It was very harmless mayhem, but I moved stuff all over the place. I didn't really get to move some of the stuff as far along as I wanted. I kind of wanted to, you know, cause some super mayhem where I have something that's really far away that they have to go find and then drive it back or move it back or whatever, push it back, whatever. Didn't really get to go to that level, but yeah, it was still fun, though. I still got quite a bit moved around on them just to cause them a little bit of mayhem. So I had thought, you know, when we set all this up, I had thought I had timed all this like really well, and I was going to have things to do for multiple months, and it just wasn't the case. It did not end up being that. I still had quite a bit that was not timed out as well as I thought, and it all came together at the same time here, as you can clearly tell. So that's okay. That's all right. That's why we got workers. That's why we now have 2 tractors as well. Alright, so we are going to attempt, like I said, I don't think this is going to be possible, but we are going to attempt and see if the worker will do anything with that baler, with the, you know, with it having that wide width pickup. I don't think it's going to do anything. I think it's going to say you can't. In my experience, it never does work properly, but we'll test it out and see. So the worker's full there. As soon as we test this out, we'll jump back over there, get that loaded up, and then we're going to take that and put it into the chickens. And then assuming that the worker can't do this, we'll come back over here and take care of... take care of picking up all the grass. Now, I did not really leave that baler in the best of spot there, did I? Hopefully I can get to it. Hopefully I don't have to reset it. Yes, perfect. Nope, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I did not think that was going to be possible, but, you know, it was worth a shot, I guess. Uh-oh, rain's in the forecast. Uh-oh. When's it getting here? 1800. All right, we've got time. I think if we really wanted to, we could get all these fields done. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure we're going to, but I think if we wanted to, we could get them all done. Really can't afford probably to use a worker much at all the rest of the time here. Besides this field, I don't think I can really afford to do it. All right, while they're unloading, we'll go ahead and continue our process here. So we got a lot to do, as I've mentioned to you. Let's see how much we can get done here, and then we'll start working on adding, you know, the pigs and the cows later on. Now, you might be asking yourself, how am I going to feed the pigs and the cows? Well, honestly, my goal is really just to buy the food for them. I'm not going to buy a ton of them right off the bat, so it's going to be okay. But really, my goal is just to buy the food for the time being, and then maybe eventually we'll be able to actually do it ourselves. But, yeah, for the time being, we're just going to buy it. All right, we're making good progress here, gang, but we got a lot left to do. We really have a lot left to do. We got all the grass up. Completely forgot about the whole thing where if you have too many bales out, it freaks out. I was trying just to get all the bales done as I possibly could. Rain is coming. As I mentioned, 1800. I'm going to have to do some of this off camera. There's for 100% fact that I am going to have to do some of this off camera. I've got about, give or take, 15 minutes of real time left before we will be done with this episode. Rusty's done. Obviously, the last episode I was done much earlier than they were. But we did say somewhere around 15 minutes from now is when we would stop. Rusty said he has a lot to do anyway, just off-camera work, so not a big rush of any sort. But we're running out of time quickly here, I guess is what I'm trying to get at, right? Real quick. We got to get all this straw up as soon as we possibly can, and we need to get this all into the different enclosures. We'll probably start with the cows first because they're not as large, so I suspect they won't accept all of the straw. And then the pigs will probably accept every bit of straw we give them, but I don't think we need every bit of straw over there right now. We got to get all that done. We got to get the actual wheat over for the chickens. We got a lot to do. We have a lot to do. We got to sell the fertilizer so we can actually buy the animals. We've only got $4,253 right now. It's not a lot of money. There's a lot, man. We've got a lot. And really, I would like to at least start the canola harvest if we can't get it done. The problem is right now is if I start it, I'm going to have to put it on a worker again, and I don't really want to do that. The big problem we're dealing with, as I've mentioned, August, September, it says rain. I don't know if that means the entire episode is going to rain. But if it does, we've all agreed that if it is raining and we have to do some kind of a harvest when it's raining, we're not going to be just jumping time just so we can harvest when it's not raining. That's, we're going to have to suffer through it, right? It's just part of the rules, part of the game that we're doing here, part of the challenge that we're doing here. So, honestly, I really should try to get that canola harvest today, too. Maybe what I end up doing is we start it a little bit and maybe I finish it off camera. Maybe I don't. I don't know. But we really need to get that going. But I need to get the animals in first. That's seriously the next big priority is the animals at this point. We've got to get those going. The longer we wait, the less they make for us, and honestly, the more expensive it becomes when the end of the series happens. So we've got to get those in today. Got to get them in. So I'm going to get the rest of the straw done on this specific field here. I don't think I'm going to touch that field over there today. With the straw. I think whatever we have here is what's going to go into the cows, and whatever we have here is what's going to go into the pigs. Having said that, I don't know, does it tell us? It doesn't really tell us how much it actually holds. I was wondering if it would tell me, but it doesn't really, so I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine on how much it actually holds, but yeah, I guess we'll figure it out, I guess. Gotta sell that fertilizer. How much actual fertilizer, solid fertilizer, do we have? It's a great question. 24,957 liters. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's gonna make us some good money. We're gonna get near it. Makes no difference. Well, hold on a second. We had how much? How much do we have? Let's see. This is worth somewhere in the range of 1629, right? Somewhere in the range of 1629. So we'll call it. We'll just say let's just say it's 1600 to make it easy, right? We'll just make it easy on ourselves. It's going to be more than that, but we'll just make it easy on ourselves. So 1600, and we've got almost 25,000 liters of it, right? So, I mean, we're going to get close to 50, right? Honestly, the cows and the pigs are expensive, very expensive. So really, I think what I would like to do is I would like to get the straw in there first and foremost, and then I'd like to buy probably a full trailer load of TMR, and unload that. Well, I guess maybe it depends on how expensive it gets. Unload that into the cows, and then they probably won't have to worry about food for a very, very long time. And then we'll probably buy around a full trailer load of pig food as well. And then whatever money's left over, obviously minus a little bit because I want to keep some in the account. We really need to have something in the account. Oh man, I would love to have that, but it doesn't make sense for us to put trees in. I talked about putting trees on the outside perimeter at one point. It just didn't work out time-wise and financially-wise. Well, really, mostly it was the tractor power-wise more than anything. But I would love to have that. It just doesn't make sense at this point in the series. It would take longer for the trees to grow to maturity than the actual series has left. So, unfortunately, we have to kind of scrap that whole thought and idea. And Krusty already did that anyway. It was an idea in my head I didn't mention. He just happened to do it early on. It was probably a smart investment for him. I think he's going to make a lot of money off of that. I think he's acting like he has no chance to win here, but I truly think he has a bigger chance than anyone is expecting. Those trees, he's got a lot of them all around there. I think that's going to make him so much money. I really do. And he's got those productions too, which he can make, planks and beams and stuff with, which, I mean, I know that firsthand, that the planks and those things, they make tons of money. Wood beams, they make you so much money. So I don't think he's within any reason of being out here. I think he's 100% within a shot of winning this. They've definitely given me a real challenge here. I was hoping it was not going to be as big of a challenge as it's been for myself. I know that's a little bit selfish, but I was hoping I was going to just dominate these guys. I don't think I am. I think I might be in last place. But I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll find out soon enough. I do think the change we did there with the insects, though, I think that is a huge boost to us for sure. I mean, we're basically doubling our money, more than doubling our money, really, off of what we had before, right? So, all right, so this is done. This is full. We need to go unload this. Tractor does have a bit of an issue struggling to get up to speed when it's full, especially when I'm turning, but otherwise it's not too bad. Was not able to change the color of any sort to the tractor, so otherwise I would have made it our kind of our unified colors that we've been doing, but was not an option. So we had to go with the standard traditional Kloss lime green and red. So we're going to dump as much of this as possibly we can in for the chickens, because there's a lot of chickens in there now. There's a lot of chickens in there. I know it doesn't look like it, but there's a lot of chickens in there. We also need to roll the grass field. Oh my gosh, we have so much to do. Gosh, we have so much to do. I don't necessarily have to roll it, but if I don't, then I've got to spend fertilizer to get it in a good state. Man, we've got so much to do. I might put the worker on rolling this field, though. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to. How much are they going to take? They're going to take all of it? Almost all of it. They didn't take all of it, but almost. So honestly, I'm just going to be storing this wheat. We're not even going to turn this wheat into flour. We're just going to store it because we really want it for the eggs. For the chicken, excuse me, because look at how many eggs they make. They're making us so many eggs. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Attack! 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 He's going to look and see what I've got going on over there. I don't have anything going on over there. There's no pigs over there yet. He watches this, so when he watches this episode, he'll go check it again. He'll go check it again. Oh, look, he's not. Oh, look what he did. Oh. It was only a matter of time. I told you at the beginning of the episode it was only a matter of time before they got me. I told you. Yep, he's looking to see what I got going on up there. I put that back there on purpose. I know they watch all the episodes. I know they do. But I put it back there on purpose to see how much they actually paid attention. Because, really, Rusty might be able to see it in certain parts of his land. But, really, it doesn't really render very well because it's so far away. So, I mean, you can tell from here. I mean, it's kind of partially rendering the pig, but it doesn't render the fence or anything. So, just imagine it being a little bit further away. I mean, it just doesn't render very well, so... All right. So reluctantly, as much as I don't want to spend more money, I am going to put a worker on starting the canola field for us right now because we've got to get everything else taken care of here. We've got to get everything else picked up. We've got all this stuff to do here. No, don't you dare. Don't dare. Don't hit him. I'm taking notes. I'm keeping tabs on who's messed with me. I'm keeping notes. Alright, we're going to put a worker on this. Knowing we're going to spend more money, we're going to do it anyway. It's important right now. It really is. So we'll drop the rest of the wheat off here. We're not going to turn the wheat on. Like I mentioned, we're literally just utilizing this mill as our storage for it. The barley will be our flour production for the time being. The chickens are just going to eat through this food so fast that we really need to keep it as much as possible. We're going to have to buy some more, I think, during the winter months. I think we're going to have to buy more, but for right now, we're fine to not. We're fine to not. Okay, so, look at this. Look at this mess they gave me. Look at this. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to sell some fertilizer right now. Actually, is it still going up? If it's still going up, maybe I should wait. It is still going up. Ooh. Okay, we'll wait. Let's get the rest of this done first. Oh, it is done, isn't it? We got it all done. Okay, let's pick it all up at least. And then we can drop this off, like I said, at the cow enclosure first. You get to see it a little bit closer, the cow enclosure, instead of it being a bird's eye view, you'll get to see it a little bit closer. And then whatever's left over, we will take and put it in the pig enclosure. All right, perfect. Here we go. Yeah, the guys are looks like they're getting close to finishing up here, so we're gonna have to really hurry here. Looks like Crustu is just now finishing up, so we are way behind the 8 ball, but I knew it would be because we have so much to do. So let's just get a full load of this. We'll go and drop this off at the cow enclosure, and then we'll go and drop it off at the pig enclosure, whatever remaining. And I can do the rest of the straw off camera, putting that over there. I'm not going to touch that straw today. We'll do that in the next episode. This should be enough, I think. Oh, and he pushed the pumpkins, too. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I got your number, brother. I got your number. I'm coming after you. Don't you worry. Don't worry. I've got other plans that I've been talking about for a long time, but I haven't had the time to do it, and I haven't had the money to do it, really. Alright, so, let's see. This should, in theory, I just backed this up, and it should accept them, I think. Alright, I don't know if that is full or not. Almost. Honestly, I'm just going to put these last two in here, and we're going to say that is full. We're going to close that up for the time being. Let's go drop this off, and then we're going to sell the fertilizer. We're going to buy the animals, and then, like I said, the remainder of this I will do off camera. Whoa! Don't flip, please don't flip, please don't flip. Well, they flipped. Okay. That went about as well as you expected to go. Alright, let's drop these off. Now, I think... So the pig enclosure, I will tell you this. The pig enclosure, it's kind of a pain in the butt. To get things to unload into it. You've got to actually be inside it, and you've got to be like in a super weird angle and spot to get these things to work. So I'm hoping this works. I hope I don't have to bring them off one by one, right? I hope I don't have to do that. If I do, oof, we're gonna struggle. We're gonna struggle if I do, right? We're gonna struggle. So, I'm going to turn on this. Looks like they're done. That normally is what that means. So I don't know if I can just drop this off like this and it's going to work. I hope it does. It does. Okay, good. So if I go to the animals... Okay, good. They've got stuff in there. Good, good, good. Okay. And now they're talking smack. They're talking smack on the Discord that I have a few more things to do. Of course I do. Yes, even Crustu said it. So Crustu's been over here messing with me too. It's not only Rusty, it's Crustu as well. So I've got to deal with both of them and their ridiculousness. All right, so let's get this, and then let's get this filled up, and then we'll go sell it, and we'll buy some animals. I think I'm going to set the worker on rolling the grass field too. I think that's probably a smart thing for me to do. Now I don't know if I can actually do it with that tractor or not. I feel like I can't. I feel like that's the only thing we have that cannot do that, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's try it. Let's try it. I'm pretty sure that that roller needs more horsepower than this thing has. This thing doesn't have very much horsepower. But if I can get the worker doing part of this for me too, I think it's going to be good. Again, I'm using workers when I said I didn't really want to use them anymore, but kind of at a stage now where we have to, right? We're struggling here. We had too much to do on the same month. Now, granted, I guess I didn't have to do the grass today, but we need the money, so we really did need to do it today. It does look like the worker's going to allow it to do it, and it is driving fine, so... We'll let the workers see what they're... We'll just see what they end up doing. They might be... They might get stuck, but you know, we can at least get it started. Alright, so quick autosave here. And the guys have tons of money right now. We do not. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, we need to sell this. I think we sold it at our Z Sell All, I think is where we're going to sell this at. If I saw correctly, I think it was where it was. Yep, Z Sell All is the best price. So we're going to sell it there. Or maybe not. Uh-oh. 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 Did it need to be in pallets? Is that what it needed to be? Well, that kind of foils my plans here. Why is this not working? All right, well, I guess I'm gonna have to research this. I guess, man, I really wanted to buy some animals today, but I'm not sure we're actually going to be able to do so or not. These are pretty expensive, right? Well, I tell you what, it's a bit of an unfortunate ending because I really wanted to put the animals in there. I'm going to have to do some more research on what's going on here and why I can't sell the solid fertilizer. So we might have animals in there between now and the next episode. If there is, I will explain what happened. But if not, then I've done something drastically wrong. But we'll leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like, subscribe button in the case you've yet to do so. They are free to do. They help me out an absolute ton. Thanks to my members. Cannot thank them enough. There's a link down below if you want early access to videos like this one. Check my second channel out. Check my Discord out. All the good stuff. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. And we'll see you next time. So for the second episode in a row, you're getting a bit of a bonus here, gang. I figured out what was going on. It was something to do with my sell point. For some reason, it does not want to sell the solid fertilizer there, even though it showed it. I went to another one, and it sold perfectly fine. So we didn't get as much as we were hoping. We were going to get just under 50 grand. We ended up only getting 40 out of it. A bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I'm going to put the rest of this stroll in here, and then I will show you me purchasing the animals. So if you stayed to the very end for the second episode in a row, I promise I'm not going to make this a habit. If you stayed to the very end for your second episode in a row, you will get to see me buying the animals here, which is going to be exciting, right? So what we're going to likely do is probably 10 cows, I think. So let's turn that off for right now. I think 10 cows. I'm not sure how many pigs. Let's buy the cows first, because the cows obviously is a smaller, pen for the cows. So let's buy the cows first. I think I'm going to go all Holsteins, I think. Yeah, all Holstein, I think. Now, maybe we won't go 10. 10's pretty expensive. Holy smokes. 10's really expensive. They don't hit puberty till 18 months, though. That's a long time. I mean, we're going to have to put more in there with some of this money we make for the BGA here over the coming months. Or I guess the coming months, really. So we're going to have to put more in, for sure. I'm going to buy 10. We're going to buy 10 cows. We got 10 cows in there now. So look at this. Look how exciting this is. This is super exciting for me. I'm so happy we got cows. Pigs, it's going to have to be even smaller. We're going to be even smaller on the pigs here. Well, the pigs aren't as expensive, though. I'm just going to buy 5 of each for right now. Let them reproduce a bit. We're going to buy more. Obviously, it holds a lot more, but they do hit puberty a lot faster than cows do. So, yeah, we've got the pigs in there, man. This is exciting, right? This is exciting. We've got animals moving along now. This is great. This is good for us. Now, they need food. We don't have any food in there right now. We need to get some food, so we're going to work on that right now. We're just going to buy a trailer load of food. So, I will do all that off camera, but you now got to see that I've got cows and I've got pigs and a little bit of a bonus extra. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.